This is going to be amazing!
Hey everybody, my name is Juan Jamil May Stokes, and I'm here to tell you about myself. I want to introduce you all to the brand that I'm currently living. I'm a young Milwaukee native in the heart of my city downtown. I'm actively learning how to maneuver and connect to my community in the best manners possible, teaching everybody about growth. I may be villainesque in energy, but I'm seriously entertaining, very funny, but also calm and spiritual. This is a major introduction to everything that embodies me. Really the most important thing is to get into a place of acceptance of self. So that's really why I'm pushing the videos, pushing the book, everything that I'm doing is really important to me because it started with like a little small seed of faith.
Crash after me a fool with that tool, I call it necklace. I guess she living clues like the tune is one direction. It's funny how these niggas.
This is going to be amazing! This is amazing!
Personally, I started a brand now, and that's why I'm really excited. You won't see it on my face because I'm mostly dedicated in everything that I'm doing. I personally see the importance of revolutionizing change. I realized it a while ago, but it became more prevalent in the changes I was making for myself. I see the similarities as well as the differences between me and my peers, but I also see the hate and the envy in their spirits, which is why I move with the purest intention, because I know I am an inspiration. The moves I'm making is quite simple, yet so intricate in detail. That's why my email is intricatenom@gmail.com, because I'm honestly a very intricate man. However, all of this started with eccentric adulations about 5 years ago. This book was created to not only push myself, but others towards love. Whether it was someone else, God, or yourself, love is the start of personal motivation and an open-ended dedication. I learned to love all of myself and saw others for their purest purpose. I grew, and as a result, the book made writing and reading such a habit that I created a brand. I created a version of myself that does what I love: writing books, making music, playing basketball. The lifestyle is simple: sell my personally created merch, books, clothes, and music, while learning the skills that pay my bills: architecture, CDL, driver, realtor provider, and many more. All while playing and learning the art of basketball to end up playing professionally. While I'm in school learning how to be a professional, I am training to play professional, all while professionally creating a brand. A brand that is my own but connects to so many others alike, which will result in the creation of unorthodox paradise, a residency for our nation that's supported by leaders in their respective positions, who will all help delegate and communicate the message of truth. We'll have an understanding of creating a nation and building the world we desire to live in today. My job is to authentically be me and provide the people with the confidence of truth. One man can change the world, but only with the help of the trillions before, the billions around, and the millions after. I am a revolutionary with God flowing through me naturally, and I envision success to flow naturally through those things. For the year itself, I plan to push my book and go on tour around the city. I aim to play in multiple showcases and leagues to not only put myself out there, but show the world how much a dedicated man can impact his own life. I plan to sell plenty books this year, on hand, online, during meet and greets. I aim to become a young best-selling author on a national level. I want to establish a foundation not only with fans, but friends, as well as family. I want to surround myself in love. This is what I call pushing the beginnings of my brand itself, Jamil May. This brand is a culmination of my skills and dreams. The only thing I added was dedication and consistency. I have been blessed with the opportunities and the ability to create, so I want to learn the difference between genuine love and the love that's here for a limited time only. That way, I am vulnerably outputting my most genuine thoughts and ideas. I would say right now the most important thing is establishing myself as a hooper in the city. I aim to make my first scholastic appearance on a basketball team since I was 15 and creating what's to be the start of my many successes. After publishing my book earlier this year, I felt a real sense of accomplishment. It was the first of plenty more accomplishments that I have planned for this year. As you see, I train effortlessly. I work out and hit the weights consistently, and I have learned to fall in love with the process. Basketball was a dream until I seen how much of a reality it could become. Just like any other thing that I do in this life, the more you start to work at it, the more you feel confident in your own capabilities. People have told me that I started late, I can't shoot, I can't make it where I want, but I don't listen to people much. People's opinions of me and my life hold no weight, simply because nobody has my journey, nor do they move or do anything as passionate as me. As a result, I stay in my own lane and encourage others to stay in theirs. That's partially what brought this brand to life. My main focus has been authenticity. As a brand, we will passionately deliver authentic creativity by encouraging self-awareness into our nation of people. Unlike big businesses and designer brands, we rely on authenticity to provide a trusting brand dedicated to our supporters. This brand thrives off of dedication because passion fuels our persistent efforts in being our best selves. As we all acknowledge God and remain righteously responsible for our own action, this brand implores us to learn how to move wisely. Move with an intentional focus on the positive things in life. For example, this all started randomly. One day I was pitching sales for a security company out in Minnesota. I must have knocked on 50 doors that day. I knew then that this job wasn't for me. I couldn't sell security to people who aren't in need of unnecessary safety precautions. I didn't feel authentic no matter how many ways I pitched it. After being out there a couple weeks and didn't have a single sale, I realized I wasn't paying myself any attention. I wasn't being true to myself or seeking out my own desires. I couldn't project myself when I wasn't satisfied with my own perception of myself. I wasn't happy with who I was at the time or the decisions I made leading up to the date. But then something dawned on me. God spoke to me. As a result, I finally made the conscious decisions to accept myself, love on the dark parts of myself in spite of the past, and become open and learning myself vulnerably. Thus, Jamil May was born. I decided to create a brand for the world to see and believe in authentically. Me. I am the brand, and when you look at me and all the things that I do, you kind of notice why the brand is so pure in intention. Pure when it comes to creativity and open-mindedness, because the way I flow naturally. Being a ball player didn't become something when I was young. When I was young, I was focused on books. I was focused on educating myself and learning about unnecessary things like the world's largest rodent, or how big is the Eiffel Tower, little stuff like that. It wasn't until I got to high school, or right before high school, that I even thought about basketball or a sport itself besides football. It wasn't until after high school, that I realized how much I could be a great ball player with true dedication. And that's when I started going into the gym and learning what that meant for me. I didn't understand how to be dedicated because nobody taught me how to be dedicated to anything. The dedication that I learned was working hard at a job, working hard at being someone else. It was never working hard at the things you love. People gave up on their dreams around me. People didn't, accept themselves as much as I wanted to accept myself. And that always made me question not only myself, but the love. The love in this world, the love we chose to give. Just even with my family, I always question if not only was it genuine, but are they happy with themselves? Are they making the decisions that they feel they can be happy about years down the line? And that's where I started to differentiate myself in that cusp between high school and college. Not the end years, but somewhere in the mix of both. I started to reflect on myself, and it wasn't aloud per se, it was more so silently. I started to silently look at myself. Like when I left high school, I was sad. I didn't want to become an adult because I didn't feel I was ready. I didn't know enough, I didn't feel enough, I didn't think enough. So how could I become an adult male still with childish boy-like mentalities? And that's what opened me up to not only start branding myself, but building myself. Because who am I? Maybe without a ball in my hand or a pen in my hand, who am I? Those are the questions I started to ask. And it really came from my dad. That was another thing he would always put on my mind. Who are you? When I would say like my name or this and that, it never really resonated. And now as I'm older, I see my true purpose. I am one, and my purpose will truly be fulfilled in everything I do. So please, continue to enjoy me, thrive with me, and watch me, because I have many more things to share and say.